Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, just got back from the FreedomWorks Unmute America Stop HR1 event that happened in Glendale. So, FreedomWorks is a organization that exists to build, educate, and mobilize the largest network of activists advocating the principles of smaller government, lower taxes, free markets, personal liberty, and the rule of law. So, you had a pastor, C.L. Bryant, who was there. Great gentleman. Got to talk to him a little bit after the meeting, and was one of the ones that was highly supportive of Donald Trump, especially when there were a bunch of racial remarks thrown at Trump by the far left. So, calling him certain names, but that's how they operate. That's their MO nowadays. They don't agree with someone on a topic. Well, you're a racist. You're this. You're Hitler. Welcome to politics in 2021, people. It is quite tiresome, but you had the pastor speaking. You also had Marissa Hamilton show up. She is the former Phoenix mayoral candidate from last go around here, and well, I voted for her. She was the best candidate out of the bunch. But we had the defund the police mayor now, which I guess is partially city council, but luckily that all got stuffed in the state legislature. But through various bills that were passed. But that being said, if Marissa runs again, I am definitely voting for her. So, great candidate. The other person who spoke today was Representative Frank P. Carell from District 22 of the Arizona House of Representatives. And then you also had Sign Kurt, who's a member of the Arizona State Senate. But now, getting into the meat and the potatoes of the bill, I have the little sheet here for that. HR 1, for the Politicians Act. That's what we're calling it, because it's not for the people. It's for the politicians. So, according to the bill's text, For the People Act claims to expand Americans' access to the ballot box, reduce the influence of big money in politics, strengthen ethics rules for public servants, and implements other anti-corruption measures for the purpose of fortifying our democracy and for other purposes. And my commentary on that is, we are not a democracy, we are a constitutional republic. And yeah, how does putting voter ID limit access to the ballot box? Oh, that's right, if people are voting illegally. Got it. Now, don't let the titles and the feel-good words of the text fool you. They only serve to mask the harmful reality of what we are instead calling the For the Politicians Act and the damage it would cause to our electoral system as it now exists. 100% factual. This will damage a lot of things, but moving on to how this can change our elections. HR 1 threatens to federalize elections and trample on the authority of the states to run their elections in the ways that work for them. It would create a 3-judge panel to redraw congressional districts, prevent states from determining the qualifications of their voters. So basically, and I'll just interject here, Biden says, hey, in 4 years or whatever, I want to make everyone citizens, right? Who's here illegally. Oh, cool, I just made everyone citizens. Hey, states, you have to make sure you register these people. No, they're here illegally, they can't vote. Oh, well, I'll just give them amnesty, so, meh. That's how that would work. Anyways, now, moving on to that, it would prevent the states from, again, determining the qualifications of their voters. It would require states to allow same-day voter registration and prohibit states from imposing restrictions on who can vote by mail. This is a violation of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 4, which explicitly states, or vests states with the power to determine their own election laws. So I'll just give an analogy here, which is what happened during the last election cycle, and we're still seeing the fallout from this, is certain states amended their rules, maybe not by act of the legislature, but executive order, and yeah, that changed some things. We know how the election turned out, whether, and it's still up for debate. We have the audit going through right now here in Arizona, at least with Maricopa County. Although I will say, funny how they ran out the timer on that. Maricopa County Board of Supervisors did. So, pretty interesting on that. But, it's just funny how the left says, oh, we need, the For the People Act, which is For the Politicians Act, is so great. It's opening up mail-in votes to everywhere. It's forcing states to not to not suppress the vote. It's like, how is getting a voter ID suppressing the vote? Are you not able to go down to the states, to whatever your local DMV office is, or other state office, to get a form of ID to register to vote, to do anything like that? I mean, like, I'll if you want a national voting day, anytime we go and vote on federal elections, or the primaries where it's midterms or whatever, and we're voting in our legislative members, I'm all for having a holiday for that. There's your fix. There you go, people. It doesn't require the feds coming in and saying, you must do this. You must make it unsolicited mail-in votes the norm. No, because unsolicited mail-in votes lead to fraud. I mean, literally. And some of you on the left will be like, oh, it's Stephen Crowder. He's biased. Okay, well, so is insert name of your leftist ideal person here. The fact remains that we can look at evidence presented by either side, and if it's valid evidence, we should take it. Even if you don't like the guy, you should take the evidence, Like, his team went out and found a bunch of people who are voting from vacant lots or industrial areas that do not have a residential address. And I brought up the question in the meeting once it was the Q&A about what are states doing to stop this from happening, from stopping illegal votes like this. Because what's to stop, I mean, besides penalty of perjury, what's to stop someone from just saying, okay, I live in this vacant lot over here? No one's going to check him on that. It's just penalty of perjury. And if the guy gets caught, the guy gets caught. But how many of these people have been caught? I mean, maybe a few, but not a lot, because there's no audits done. There's no check to see from another state saying, oh yeah, person A voted in California and in Arizona. Well, where's their primary residence? They don't know. I mean, the fact remains that you can actually vote on a federal level due to a court ruling, but you can't vote on a state level for some stuff. That was the ruling, and I'll have to find it somewhere. And I honestly wish I would have remembered that tonight, so I would have asked them. But they're looking at ways to challenge that now too, because it's like, okay, well, you have to offer same day federal ballot with, oh yeah, I live at this address, here's a bill, which could have been faked or whatever, right? Compared to Arizona law, which says, here's how you get a voter ID, here's how you register to vote. Done, right? Super simple. When I moved out here from California, it literally took like 5 minutes to do. Brought him my birth certificate. Brought him that second form of ID. Just those two forms of ID that are needed. Great. Got him that information, and hey, I'm registered to vote. Great. Oh, I also got my license? Sweet. Did it all. I was like in and out of the DMV here in like 30 minutes. It was so quick, right? But it's just like, voter ID does not suppress the vote, people. It just makes sure people who are only legal people allowed to vote can vote, and there's no fraud. And I don't get how the left is like, oh, it's racist. Maybe it's because their guy won. I'm sure if Trump would have won, oh, we need to audit everything. Oh, Russia, Putin. That's what we would have seen. It's so stupid. So, just the hypocrisy is just terrible. It's bad. But, needless to say, it took me a year and a half after moving out to Arizona to get off California voter rolls. It literally took me, so like a year afterwards when I was visiting for the holiday, I went down to the registrar's office in San Diego to say, hey guys, why am I still registered to vote here? Oh, we never got a notice from you, da-da-da-da. I sent you a notice. I followed the procedure? Okay. I told the DMV to rip up my driver's license to, hey, I'm not paying the DMV because the DMV, that was actually what triggered this. I told the DMV, I told the voter people that I moved, but apparently that never got processed. So the DMV was threatening me with fines. Oh, if you don't register your car in California, we're going to charge you like $500. I literally had to pretty much send them a cease and desist saying, dude, I live in Arizona now. Here's my license. Here's this. I am not a California resident anymore. I'm not paying. They dropped it. I don't have anything in California that I'm aware of now. But, you know, I'm not registered there in California, thankfully, anymore. But again, that took a while to get off the DMV's record. And then it also took even longer to get off of the voter rolls, which was crazy, even though, like, I sent them the information. Like, it literally was, like, 6 months between me going in to the office directly and saying, hey, here's my ID. I don't take all the photocopies you need. I don't live in California anymore. Till like 6 months later saying, oh yeah, you're confirmed off the voter rolls. Cool. I don't know if I voted in between there, but I didn't check, but could have. Theoretically could have. The way things are going. But I didn't, personally. I didn't. Once I moved to Arizona, I submitted all the paperwork saying, I'm not voting in California again, I'm not doing this. Not double voting. Not being one of those assholes. But, that being said, California sucks. And they want to make California policy the nationwide standard, so means to an end, right? So, off that tangent now. So how this can all change the political activity. One of the most concerning aspects of the bill is the provision that would force all organizations involved in political activity, like FreedomWorks, to disclose their donors, which will open the door for the left to intimidate, threaten, and dox private citizens who choose to participate in the political process under the guise of transparency. This is already playing out. You're blind if you don't see it. Anytime someone on the right gets doxed, by the left, and this whole cancel culture bullshit, it's all stupid. Like, that's their tactic they use. They're literally using brown shirt tactics. And it's funny because these people call themselves anti-fascists or whatever, but then they're using fascist/Nazi tactics. How does that work? Okay. Moving on. Furthermore, due to its broad definition of coordination, the bill would effectively ban nonprofits from contacting a member of Congress about any political or policy issue, and this is a direct assault on the people's right to petition their government and would cripple many organizations' ability to represent their members. Interjection here, maybe unless you're a union, there's probably a provision for unions because we know how the left loves their unions, and there's a union shill who is in my home county, which she'll remain nameless, but yeah, not good. Moving on. There's also provision in the bill that for effectively taxpayer-funded campaigns with a 6-to-1 subsidy for certain candidates for small dollar donations. This means Americans, both Republican and Democrats alike, will be forced to subsidize campaigns they don't agree with, like, for example, conservatives paying for ads on socialized healthcare. Don't want that. Government already misspends enough money anyway, so you don't need to misspend my money even more by giving my money to a campaign that I don't agree with. So, how this can change D.C. While it does not make D.C. a state, the bill expresses support for D.C. statehood by falsely declaring that there is no constitutional, historical, physical, or economic reasons why the Americans who live in the District of Columbia should not be granted statehood, and making numerous arguments in favor of D.C. statehood. Well, they actually read what the fathers said about having a federal city. These people would actually know their history, but they don't. They're stupid, so you get the left trying to push these tactics. So, what's going to happen moving forward, I think, guys, is the AGs are going to sue. That's what it sounds like, and this issue will be brought up in court, especially with how the whole Trump lawsuits played out. I mean, there's precedence with that, technically, and there's also precedence with, with previous elections and how the states have always been the ones that have been managing the elections. That's how it works. So that's my thought process on what's going to happen. I just realized this is into the 15-minute mark. So I'm going to sign out. Again, thanks to all the speakers. Pastor Bryant. You had, again, Representative Carell, Senator Kerr, and also Marissa Hamilton. Thank you all for doing that event today. It was very informative. Hope to see you guys at future events. Definitely eager to get involved in the policy stuff over here and learn some more information. So again, thank you guys. Nice meeting you. Stay safe, and hope to see you at the next big political rally. From everyone here watching, thanks for watching. Stay classy, subscribe, do all that stuff. Hit the notification bell, because YouTube notifications don't mean crap. So make sure you're doing all that, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.